Coming up, DHS is advertising its updated biometrics tool, scanning individuals as they enter the country.
It's a useful tool for governments, law enforcement, for corporations, and people that want better security.
Plus, UT System's newest partnership is helping students reach for the stars. This story takes off in minutes.
Meanwhile, a new student org is bringing the action on campus through graphic novel literature. We'll tell you how later in the newscast.
KVAQ-TV starts now.
Good morning, vaqueros. I'm Dayton Trevino.
And I'm Perla Cortez. Today is Monday, February 16th, and this is the 5th spring edition of KVAQ-TV.
Let's start today's newscast with our top story. Earlier this month, new images appeared in international pedestrian ports of entry advertising what the Department of Homeland Security calls biometric facial comparison. Multimedia journalist Victor Ortega with the details.
Sites like the Bronzeville International Gateway Bridge behind me are not collecting biometric data from all non-citizens entering the country, according to a November news release from the Department of Homeland Security.
It's a useful tool for governments, law enforcement, for corporations, and people that want better security.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, individuals have their pictures taken upon entering the United States. Beyond the pictures, faces of non-citizens are now being stored into a government database to verify their identity as part of a new biometrics rule by DHS. Department of Informatics and Engineering Systems professor Reynaldo Alzaldúa says biometrics is an evolving technology since the last century.
Well, biometrics is not anything new, by the way. Biometrics is just basically using some form of your body to verify something, whether it's your fingerprint, your iris, your voice.
According to the Human Rights Research Center, biometric data collection is part of millions of individuals' daily routine, such as fingerprints and facial recognition in mobile apps. International business senior Rodolfo Richards, a student from Mexico City, crosses to and from Reynosa at least twice a week. Richards says he has no issue with the recent development due to the measures already in place to get a visa.
When I got my visa, they asked me a lot of questions. They interviewed me for everything. They checked my social media, my pictures, my family. I already accepted DHS having all my information, so I don't feel like this affects me.
Accounting junior Jose Perez, a U.S. citizen, says he believes the new biometric measures are good for security purposes.
I don't see an issue. On the contrary, I think it's a security measure, not only for the country, but for everyone that comes here.
Customs and Border Protection Active Executive Assistant Diane J. Sabatino says they are working on technology to advance it further to protect ports of entry. For KVAQ-TV in Bronzeville, Victor Ortega.
Before its upcoming trip to the moon and back, NASA announced a partnership with the UT system in early January. KVAQ-TV reached out to the hub of human space flight to learn what is taking off on Texas campuses soon.
But here at NASA, we have a long history of working with academic institutions to help further our mission.
Expanding research technology and the workforce are at the core of the recent Space Act agreement signed by NASA and the UT system. According to public law, Space Acts are agreements that allow NASA to partner or enter contracts with other institutions to further its goals. Johnson Space Center University Engagement Director Kia Briscoe says this act will create new opportunities for students to join space programs.
We want the best and brightest students to come and help us in all of our current projects, as well as the things that we're going to do in the future.
According to a January 9th press release from the UT system, the partnership will build upon previous collaborations with University of Texas schools, such as UT San Antonio's research on topics such as aerodynamics.
The way we wrote the Space Act agreement is that even though we wrote it here at Johnson Space Center, any of our NASA centers can benefit from this agreement.
As of now, there are no specifics on what programs will be added to UT system campuses. However, Briscoe told KVAQ-TV that the Johnson Space Center staff planned to meet with UT system heads last Friday to discuss the specifics in how they will carry out their goals and what opportunities may come to UT system campuses. KVAQ-TV will provide updates on the details of the meeting as they release.
In other UTRGV news, UT Health RGV recently made changes to its administration. However, its services are expected to stay the same. Jasmine What can you tell us about Brownsville's UTRGV Health Services?
UT Health RGV aims to serve more students this semester at its Brownsville campus facility. Newly appointed Clinical Service Line Administrator Javier Duran says clinic staff sees nearly a dozen students per day, but
right now we're currently seeing about 10 to 15 a day, but we want to go ahead and increase those numbers. We are here, we have the staff available, so if there's anything you all need, feel free to come out.
Just after Director of UTRGV Health Services Glenn Gray retired last August, the department has made changes to its administration. Duran was appointed in January and says no changes to UT Health RGV services will take place. Some of those services are covered with a $30 medical service fee that is billed to students every semester. As a result of that fee, students have access to medications, medical supplies, and laboratory services at a reduced cost. Some services and treatments include general exams, acute illness care, blood pressure, and vision screenings.
At this time, we're continuing with all services we offer. We do offer free flu vaccines for all students. We're able to help them with any care that they may need.
The Student Health Clinic is housed inside the Research Office Building next to the Biomedical Research Building on the Brownsville campus. Duran says there are more than 2,000 students who visit the UT Health RGV clinic per semester on the Brownsville campus. Nursing senior Paola Marquez and biology freshman Ricardo Herrera say they plan to use the facility.
It's definitely really helpful. Even just considering I don't have a primary doctor, I think it's really beneficial for a lot of students here because I know a lot of students don't have health insurance.
Well, I do have insurance, but it's going to run out soon, so I think it would actually be very helpful for me as a student. I'm also going to work and trying to also help my mom.
To learn more about the services offered, you can visit uthealthrgv.org or visit its office locations on the Brownsville and Edinburgh campuses. For KVAQ-TV in Brownsville, Jasmine Espinosa.
The new UTRGV Comics Club is looking for members going into the first full semester. Here's Ian Juarez drawing up the story.
Here at the Creative Writing Department in eLabs 1.125, students interested in graphic literature can find the Gutter Syndicate.
We have a lot of projects we want to get going off the ground, so if anyone is interested in any of those projects or talking about comics and just hanging out and sketching, please join up on Vayli.
The Gutter Syndicate is a brand new graphic literature focused club at UTRGV. Being formed at the tail end of the fall 2025 semester, the Gutter Syndicate is looking for members to join as it gets its feet off the ground. Starting off small, the Gutter Syndicate president, Chloe Vela, says the club currently has 18 members. Vela says the club has been a great place to meet those interested in graphic literature while still being open to artists of all levels.
We barely just started the last week of the last semester. Usually we just sketch, talk about comics, hang out, listen to music while we're sketching. But some of the members have been wanting to do presentations on their favorite comics and stuff, and they've been doing that, and it's been really interesting.
New Horizons. Being a graduate student, Vela says she has a lot of knowledge on graphic literature, but being a part of the Gutter Syndicate has shown her new formats and genres she never paid attention to. The Gutter Syndicate Vice President, Ava Zamora Wiley, shares the importance of the club's presence for UTRGV.
But part of the club's purpose is just to keep comics going here, and then hopefully we can show that there's enough interest to hopefully get it back in the grad program and stuff like that.
Wiley says a lot of information in the modern era has become visual, and it's hard to grab people's attention with just words.
I've always loved and appreciated the art of comics, so I think trying to recognize it within our educational institutions as worthwhile for study and not just a casual thing. There's so much to unpack.
General Studies sophomore Mia Rodriguez attended their first meeting last Wednesday and says they are excited to see what the club has to offer.
I hope it will bring me enough improvement of my art. I've been working on my own projects these days where comic comes along, so I think in this club it could bring more variety of the people who are inspired to it. It's a really nice community, and whoever loves to draw comic or whatever, it's like a free open arms that you could come in.
For anyone interested in joining the Gutter Syndicate, the club can be found on VLink and Instagram. For KVAQ-TV in Edinburgh, Ian Juarez.
Thanks for watching, Vaqueros.
Make sure to catch our next newscast at 8:30 a.m. Monday, February 23rd on VCast monitors and select social media. For KVAQ-TV, I'm Dayton Tervino.
And down Perla Cortez,
Visa, vaqueros!